Alright, let's look at one more example of the quadratic formula. It's really pretty simple. It's just a bunch of math, a lot of simplifying, addition, subtraction, multiplying, that kind of stuff, square root. Okay, but it's not too bad once you've memorized the equation and have done a couple of examples. Now, the important thing to remember is that the quadratic formula only works when the equation is equal to 0. So when I'm looking at this equation here, I notice first thing that it's not equal to 0. So what do I need to do to get it equal to 0? Well, I got to move that x to the other side, right? So we're going to subtract x from each side, and I'm going to rewrite it in standard form. So 2x squared minus x minus 7 is equal to 0. Now, can you factor this? I don't know. But you may be able to, you may not be able to. Either way, the quadratic formula will always work, even if it can be factored. So if last chapter you hated all that factoring stuff, you don't have to do it anymore. You can just use the quadratic formula. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula on this. And remember, the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so now we're going to compare that to the standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. So a is equal to 2, b, the number in front of the x here is a negative, so negative 1, and then c is negative 7. So I'm going to put all these numbers into my quadratic formula here. So x equals negative b, so negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, c is negative 7, all over 2a. So now I'm going to simplify it. Negative negative 1 will be 1 plus or minus. Negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 7 is positive 56. All over 2 times, I forgot to put the 2 in for the a there, right? So a is going to be 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And so now I can go x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 57 divided by 4. And that's my answer. Again, if you wanted to punch that into your calculator, you could do 1 plus the square root of 57 over 4 and 1 minus the square root of 57 over 4. And that would give you two answers. Sometimes this is helpful when we're doing the graph, because then it gives us the two x-intercepts, right? When it's equal to 0, when y is equal to 0, we can use that for that. So let's look at one more thing.